Today we are continuing talking about back to school, back to business, and talking about booking parties. So the biggest thing is booking parties without badgering your friends. You guys, there are so many negative things happening in the direct sales industry right now, and it is because of this. It is people who are sending unsolicited, buy my product, check out my product, yada, 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 through social media. It is people that only are connecting with you because they want you to have a party or try their product or whatever. This is not a good tactic. I can't imagine. There has to be somebody out there teaching it, but I hope not. I really hope that there is no coach that is like, hey, find that girl you went to high school with 20 years ago, send her a friend request, and then immediately be like, hey, by the way, I'm doing this company now, and you should check it out. Terrible business, guys. The relationship from 20 years ago, it needs to be revived. In fact, the relationship from a week ago, it needs to be built. There needs to be more relationship until you start talking about your business. And that is the biggest thing that is going on in the direct sales industry right now that is making it sad. People, every single day, we have our Party Plan Divas Facebook group. Every single day, every day, I get a request to join, and I approve it, even though it says on there, this is not a sales group. And every single day, I have to decline people who are trying to put ads in the Pretty Plan Divas group. People that have never talked to any of us. There's 10,000 of us in there. People that have never talked to any of us, never connected, never done an intro, never done anything. Every day, I have to turn those down. The thing is, that's not how you book parties. That's not how you make sales. That's not good business practice. So if you're one of those people, please let me give you another alternative, another way of doing business that will be much better. Do not beg. Do not beg strangers. Do not beg your friends. You love them. You don't want to beg them. Okay? That being said, there's no shortage of parties. If you're like, well, wait a minute, Lindsay, that's the only way I've gotten any parties. That's the only way I've gotten any business. Okay, you don't want pity parties, and you don't want pity orders. So because you've pressured somebody into it or begged them into it, that's not a long-term, long-standing good business plan. There's no shortage of parties. What you have to do, if you're not booked as solidly as you want to be, it means that not enough people know that you do what you do. Not enough people know what you have to offer. I will say, though, your friends know. They know. They get it. And if they need you, they'll contact you, okay? But if you are not as busy as you want to be, it means that not enough people know that you do what you do. Not enough people have the knowledge of the products and why they would need them, the business opportunity and why it might benefit them, and the host plan and why having a party is such a great idea, okay? It's about knowledge. And so that's one of the biggest fundamentals. We talked about it last week with marketing. We're going to talk about it a little more with booking. It is storming all of a sudden here. If you just heard that, that was thunder. So cross your fingers, we keep all of our internet and stuff. Okay, so no shortage of parties any time of year. Last week, and you can go back and listen to it, we talked about marketing, getting your name out there, gardening, that kind of stuff. And today we're going to be talking about how to turn those into parties. So the first thing is, don't be this guy. Don't be that piranha consultant that like chews your arm off to get somebody to book, or just pesters and pesters and pesters and pesters until you finally give in. There is subtle marketing where you post something on Facebook, and every once in a while somebody might contact you and be like, oh, me. I mean, I see people all the time that post that they've got a new catalog coming out, who wants to see the first look, or they've got some dates coming up. I mean, I'm not saying that posting to your Facebook page where your friends are, your profile where your friends are, is a bad thing, but there is an enormous difference between sliding into the DMs, right, which is a horrible tactic, and just kind of posting, I've got this going on. But the biggest thing is, don't be this guy. For the most part, nobody wants to feel like that piranha. We don't like feeling pushy. We don't like feeling like we're begging. So just don't. Resolve to do business differently. Resolve to run your business in a way that feels good, because then it also looks good. And ultimately, we want to run a business that we love and are passionate about and keep the passion, that is successful. And part of it being successful is because it's going to look attractive. If you look like you have to post about your business 24/7, beg for people. I mean, here we are, it's 10 days till the end of the month. People will start on the last few days, I'm going to go inactive if I don't have this amount of orders and whatever. Guys, that level of desperation is never going to help you build a team. Why would anybody want to join a business if you're having to beg for sales at the end of every month, right? Think long term, think bigger, think long term. This is not a get rich quick business. It's get rich slow, not get rich quick. Okay, so a couple things. Number one, make sure that you are a product of the product. If you are selling a product, you should be using your product. We have one diva, I'm not going to call her out. We have one diva that every single morning on social media, she is modeling a new piece of her line. It's not always a new one. I shouldn't say new. She always has a piece on, and she wishes everybody a beautiful day to go out there and crush your dreams. And I mean, it's inspiring. I love seeing her smile. She knows because I post on her. I love seeing your smile every morning. But we see she is a product of the product. She is inspirational and passionate and showing off that product every single day. It's phenomenal. And you know what's happening? She's successful. She just earned a trip, just signed a new consultant. Like, been watching the whole thing. One of my favorites. You know who you are. Next, be a product of the industry. So you have a phenomenal product line, but so does everybody else in this community. How can you help the industry? Be a product of the industry. If you are in skincare, who is a jewelry diva that you could maybe, get products from? Don't go to Target for your jewelry. Get one of the divas in here. If you are in jewelry, you need skincare. Purchase from a diva, not running to Target. There's literally everything you could imagine: food, jewelry, handbags. Be a product of the whole industry. Carry a handbag that is from a direct sales company. Use makeup that is from a direct sales company. Accessorize yourself from the direct sales company. You need to support the industry that you want to support you, all the way down to nails. Be a product of the industry. Be socially responsible. This is a big one. Again, if I want you to ask, before you ever publish anything on social media, the question you need to ask, if this was someone's very first impression of me, ever, would it be what I want them to think about my business? Every single thing you post, no matter what. If that was someone's first impression, would it be the image of who you are as a business owner? And would it be becoming of the industry, of your company, of your team? And does it make you sound like somebody that people want to have in their living room to sell stuff to their friends? If it's not, don't post it. If you're venting about something, call somebody. No, don't post it. Okay? Talk about benefits. This is one thing too. Your friends know what you do, but talk about the benefits in, when you're selling the idea of a party. We're getting into booking now. Talk about the benefits of the booking. What can they do? They can earn free products. They can have fun with their friends. Remember last week when we were talking about Starbucks marketing, that third place to shop and to enjoy your friends and that kind of thing. You want to talk about the benefits of the party. They can have a party online or in home or with a catalog. They can earn free products. They can earn discounted products. They can earn money towards getting started in the business. These are all of the benefits. So it's more than just party, 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 party. There's more stuff to it. And then my last one is to treat the business like a business. If you treat this industry like a hobby, it will cost money. Hobbies cost money. I have two hobbies. One of them you can see behind me is collecting Ray Dunn. It's a hobby. It's an expensive hobby. The other one is Happy Planner. Okay, two hobbies, very expensive. Hobbies cost money. If your business is costing money, you have to ask, are you treating it like a business or a hobby? When you treat your business like a business, which is doing the hard stuff, doing the stuff that you don't always enjoy, doing the stuff that's sometimes a little uncomfortable, Okay, that's when it starts to pay you like a business. All right, so let's talk about, if you're having trouble booking parties, think about what it is that you are offering. Okay, so think about all the things that go into hosting. Okay, inviting your friends, hoping people show up. I don't care how popular you were as a kid, everybody worries that people aren't going to show up to their party. I used to throw some of the biggest house parties at my school. Okay, I was that girl. I had a big house, and every time my parents would go out of town, like I was that after school special, okay, that would have far more people than I anticipated show up at a school, you know, at a at-home party. When I became a direct sales consultant, that fear, like that nobody would show up, exacerbated big time. And now, even as a host, I hosted a party just a few weeks ago, and not everybody who said they were going to show up was going to show up. Okay, but you have to think that fear. So would you face that fear as a host? Go through cooking and cleaning and organizing and inviting and dealing with the fear of no-shows and disappointing the consultant and all those many things. Would you host a party for you knowing all of that and knowing what you have to offer? If the answer to that question is no, you need to dissect why. Why not? Next, are you doing a good presentation? So, you know, I talk about things like the average adult's attention span is 30 minutes long. That's why I only use 30 minutes, as much as I can. I go over a little bit to do these webinars, because 30 minutes, you start to lose people. Now, that doesn't mean you have to cram everything in 30 minutes, but you have to find a balance, which we'll talk about party presentation in a few weeks. But you have to find that balance between a party that is so short that people are like, oh my gosh, I totally showed up just to buy stuff, and one that is so long that you're losing them because they are dozing off or daydreaming. Was it tasteful? Was it appropriate? Was it fun? The party has to be fun. No matter what it is that you are selling, you need to be fun, crack jokes, have a fun personality, be personable, talk to everybody in the room. It needs to be fun. People do things over and over again that are fun. When it's not fun, they don't want to do it again. Simple. Are you dressed like a professional? Are you treating it like a business? Are you asking for bookings? And, you know, there are if I don't ask you to have a party, kind of, you know, you get $5, or, you know, those kinds of things to kind of get you in the habit. The other one is the who do you know who, which we've talked about being the 5 magic words in the direct sales industry. Who do you know who? Who do you know who's having a baby? Who do you know who just bought a new house? Who do you know who just got a new job? Who do you know who's getting married? Those are ways to ask for specific referrals that you have a solution for, or you have a fun party to throw. And it's not just, do you know somebody who wants to have a party? Because that would be, no, I don't. And then, do you offer incentives? So when you are at a party, are you making sure that everybody in that room knows the benefits of that the host is getting? The host pile up, I love, where every product you kind of pile it in their lap, so they're trying to juggle it all. 3 ways to be involved, super important. Again, we will talk about that in the party presentation, but just making sure that you are asking and discussing the benefits of the party. It's not just so that you can make money, and you have to make the whole, somebody said it was, WIIFN, what's in it for me, is the radio station of every host ever. What's in it for me? You want to talk about the benefits and what they can earn. Are you doing a great party? How do you know if you're doing a great party? How do you know if you're fun? You may think you're hysterical, and it's like, you know, wah, wah. What just happened? Ask questions. Have someone watch the party. Do a party for some of your friends, and get that friend that's brutally honest, that one that we don't even kind of want to sometimes take in public because she's going to tell it how it is. To be honest, that's who you need. You need someone who is that willing to be like, was that a joke? Was that supposed to be funny? Girl, what are you doing? It's out of love, and take that constructive criticism, because you want to make sure. There's nothing worse than doing a lame party over and over and over again. That will make you feel defeated, because your parties are never going to really grow. You may have a couple that people just really want the product, so they buy even if you're terrible. But you want to have a party that engages people and draws people in. You can do that on Facebook. You can even do that with fun games that you get your host involved with a catalog party. You don't have to be standing in front of them. And you can do it even if you are so nervous that your hands are clammy and you're literally trembling standing in front of a group of women you've never met. I promise. We'll be talking again about that with party presentation, but you can start the next party that you have someone critique you and be willing to do that. We do have a consultant evaluation form on the site if you want to go that far into it. I did that a couple of times. I just stuck it in my hostess folders. I mean, not my hostess folders, my lap boards. It was pretty eye-opening. Totally anonymous, and it was really eye-opening to see what people wanted, because we don't always know, and things are changing. The industry is changing so much that you want to ask. YouTube is also a huge place for you to learn how to talk and things to talk about. You can YouTube your company, YouTube product names, and really see how other people talk about it, benefits that they use. Remember that, and we'll talk about this more again in the party presentation, but you want to educate people, you want to entertain people. So, finding those little tidbits of knowledge, little truth bombs that you can drop during the party are a great way to keep people engaged and wanting more as well. So a couple things about booking parties from parties. Number one thing, have a great presentation. When people have fun, when people are knowledgeable now about your product, everything you have to offer, they are excited about what they have ordered, the prospect of earning more, and the prospect of sharing you and your product with another circle of friends. That's how you get the booking. You can play a booking game. We'll talk about one in a second. Make sure that you're mentioning hosting a party a couple of times during the presentation. Ask for parties. Have on your order forms, if you see somebody that marks it, call attention to that. And then the party in a bag, which is where you can take, I put this picture up here. Party in a bag was one way that I got great bookings, because I said I have everything you need to host a party right here in this bag. And it was my hostess folder, or my hostess packet, like a little package of brownies, a dip mix, a drink mix, and some balloons. Okay, and that was it, because again, there's so much work that goes into hosting a party. You want to make it look as simple and focus on the part that matters the most about the party, which is keeping it simple, keeping the focus on the product, and keeping the focus on the fun and the time with friends, and so on and so forth. All right, so speaking of booking game, this is a twister prize wheel, twister spinner turned into prize wheel. It cost me $10 to make this. There are spinners that you can, there's one that's like $200. It's very, very nice. This is super lightweight, super easy to make. I just cut up, this one was a 31 gifts. I just cut up a bunch of pictures out of a catalog and stuck the spinner back in there, and boom, there it is. Twister is available everywhere, available on Amazon for like 10 bucks. You can get it, especially now that the holidays are coming. Great time to pick it up. Super easy, and people like to spin the wheel. We all want to spin and see what we get. So this is one opportunity for booking. You can take this to vendor events, keep it in your demo kit, all kinds of good stuff. All right, when the calendar is empty, what happens when you don't have any parties? So one big thing, gardening. It's what we talked about last week, marketing your business. You need more people to know that you do what you do, bottom line. So getting out there and gardening, talking to people about your business, introducing everything that it is that you have to offer to more people. You're never going to get rich off the people you know right now, ever. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. You have to get beyond that. And so you have to meet the next rock star you haven't met yet. Rock star host, rock star team member, rock star customer that's going to send you all the referrals. You probably haven't even met them yet. Okay, but they're definitely out there. Oops, sorry, my phone's ringing. Oh, someone from Australia. I wonder if that's a diva. All right. Second thing is referrals. Again, that who do you know who? That is the 5 magic words in bookings. 5 magic words in direct sales. Who do you know who? And then fill in the blank. Who do you know who is looking to stop, aging if you're in skincare? Who do you know who is always wearing, great outfits with the best jewelry? Who do you know who always has a new handbag? Who do you know who just bought a house? Who do you know who had a baby? Who do you know who's expecting? Who do you know who's gotten married? You have an opportunity for all of those people. So you can ask for a referral. It's not pushy. And then too, you can follow up and you can say, hey, your friend so-and-so said that you just bought a house. I would love the opportunity to do a party as kind of like a housewarming gift. And if you're in, home decor, you could even do it as a housewarming party where people can order stuff that you want from your wish list. They're getting married. You could do a bridal shower, bridal wish list. Think outside the box, but those referrals give you some specific ways to follow up with people. Booking Blitz is great if you're a leader with a team. Booking Blitz, where everybody gets on the phone and tries to book those parties at the same time. I'm running out of time, so I can't talk about the script for that, but it is on the site. Another one is guest list no-shows. So this one is huge. I did so much business with guest list no-shows. So this is one of the #1 reasons why I suggest getting a paper guest list from every single host, okay? And people are like, ah, that's so 2010. But hang on there with me. There's a reason. So I got a paper guest list. So I had names, phone numbers, and addresses or emails, okay? And the people, if you get a guest list of 24 people and 12 people show up to a party, you have 12 people that host knew well enough to invite that couldn't show. You can't automatically assume they didn't want to come. They may have had to work, they may have gotten sick, they may have forgotten, whatever reason. Those are still hot prospects. So after the party, within about 3 days of the party, your host and all of the friends, and I always, by the way, encourage taking tons of pictures at parties and them being actively engaged on social media. And you can even give a prize for the person that's most on social, or that I remember I did one where during the party it said, I'm at a party and the person that gets the most likes or the most shares or the most something on this post gets a free prize. And me and one other girl were like neck and neck the whole time. It was genius. So many people saw it. So many people engaged with it. It was great. But anyway, so you have this list of 12 people that have seen those images, have seen how much fun it was, whatever. And you can call and you can say, I'm so sorry that you missed the party. We had an absolute blast, but I would love the opportunity to show you, what you missed, kind of thing. People, FOMO is bad. People hate missing stuff. But they've also seen how much fun it is, heard about how much fun it is from their friends and so on and so forth. And you can say, I can still give your friend credit for the booking. That's why it needs to be close, right? The excitement's still there, the happiness is still there, but you need to get it close so that you can give them credit. I would book so many parties off of those guest list no-shows. And because I did, then I would call the original host and I'd be like, hey, listen, 3 people who weren't even at your party have booked parties. Do you want to do those parties as a new consultant on my team? We can do them together. Or do you want me to just go make a bunch of money off your friends? So I not only filled my calendar with those no-shows, those guest list no-shows, but I would also have another opportunity to offer recruiting to the host because of those bookings. So again, get that paper guest list. It was worth its weight in solid gold. It's what made it so important. It's why I was so passionate about getting that. All right, dollar days. We've talked about that one before. If you have, nothing on your calendar, so maybe September is going to be your dollar days month, and you pick one item from your product line that is more than $30, and whatever date they hold the party is the amount that they'll pay for that product. So we had a product that was $39. It was our #1 best-selling product. And so in the month, if you had a party with me that qualified, that's the big one, on September 1st, that product you could order for $1. If you had your party on September 2nd, you could order it for $2. Now, you had to have a qualifying party, which for me was $350 in sales. Well, $350 in sales, I was making almost half of that. So I was making, $175. So yeah, I came out of pocket about $20 to give that $39 product out. And they always ordered more stuff on top of that. So I still had the profit there. But it was a great way to kind of front load the month, and I would have it the whole month. So if you went to a party on September 1st and you really wanted that product, I'd be like, hey, let's get you in on the 15th. you're still getting it at less than 50% off or more than 50% off. And we have enough time to do the hostess coaching and all that kind of stuff. And you can still get in on dollar days. So I would front load the month, slam up my first, 2 weeks or whatever, and from those first parties, end up booking the second half of the parties. It was crazy. It worked really, really well. And then the last thing, again, is getting in the party routine, which is the biggest thing that we talk about at Party Plan Divas, is having that daily, weekly routine so that your business runs like a business and runs every day. You know exactly what you've got going on. You know exactly what's coming next. I won't go through that, but I will tell you that the more you get on this schedule, the more these activities become habit, the more your business will run like a business and run like a well-oiled machine, and you will wake up every single day knowing exactly what you've got to do. Check out the Diva Success System. It's been around since the beginning of Party Plan Divas, which was 2004, 5, somewhere in there. So check that out, but get into that routine. The very last thing I will say is, in order to fill your calendar, you do not have to stress yourself out and try to book up a ton of parties. But I want to challenge you this week to book 3. And here's why. It's called the Snowball Effect. So you book 3 parties, and from those parties, try to book 3 parties from each one. So using booking games, talking about the host program, having a party that is so exciting and so much fun that people want to do it again and again and again. Okay? From those first 3 parties, if you get bookings off of those, which will then get bookings off of those, which will then get bookings off of those, before you know it, you have more parties than you know what to do with. It's a problem, but it's a good problem to have. And that is why when you have this many parties, you're getting in front of this many people, you're showing how amazing your product is to this many people, how amazing your opportunity is to this many people, how amazing your host program is to this many people. You're going to have people wanting to do parties over and over and over again. You're going to have people wanting to join your team. And that is how your business grows. So it is this snowball effect that happens. So don't, if you've turned over and you're looking at September and there's not a single party there, that's okay. Don't stress. Initiate the snowball. Focus on 3. Here's what generally happens is people start with 3 and then they get more and more and more. Okay? So just try to go with 3. Who do you know who? Okay? Who can you garden to? And try to get those 3 parties on your books for September.